There is a deliberate sustenance of wars, diseases, bereavement, obliteration, famine, lewdness, poverty, torment, corruption, exploitation, and atrocious immorality. Yes, we in trouble. If you cannot agree that everything on the earth is totally wrong today, we in trouble indeed. If you agree and do nothing, you are part of the problem. What can you do about it? You cannot hide your head in the sand. You must accept that there is a non-human force behind all this and be willing to find and implement the solutions about this. But what can you do about it? First, let us analyze that we are indeed in trouble. It is not human that ensures that our health is not good, that our politics is full of politics, blood-sucking parasites, that our education is useless, that money and banking creates extreme poverty, which is man-made squalor, that our military protects the few and fight in useless wars that diplomats can resolve if we are indeed civilized, that our religion and spirituality has shed blood, it's full of hate, it's divisive, and always fight for God. Indeed, we in trouble. We must quickly identify the fact that it is not human or coincidence that our health via the pharmaceutical manufacturers ensures that we are all sick and eventually die in excruciating pain. But what is your solution? Because we in trouble. Our politicians manipulate us through the media to vote for them, to vote for pre-selected liars, professional liars, lying on behalf of the non-human force. So-called politicians are merely professional liars who master the art of lying. The leader of the so-called free world have records of lies. Here is the proof that they pretend to tell the truth, but their truth is written by the letters of lies. They say they want your soul, but then they say they want your vote. That's politics. That's a non-human soul that is laughing at us because we are selling our souls. We are not educated, but programmed. Just like what Rockefeller said, I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers. We are programmed to generate energy like a robot to the system that was put on earth to enslave us economically. We cannot think, we cannot question, we cannot research, we cannot believe, we cannot think beyond our education or official line. Soon, robots will take over. Since robots will work for free, how will society take care of displaced human workers who lose jobs to robots? Could the non-human force and its servants, the politicians, industrialists, and others with money accept high levels of unemployment and work to pursue new approaches to deal with unemployed people or the masses? We in trouble for sure. They will implement population control, human population control, social measures, economic measures, other measures to control the population which they are saying is exploding. They will adopt aggressive population reduction measures like engineered global hunger, wars, pandemics, diseases, and religious wars. Money and banking. It's open that the reason why bankers ensure that we stay in debt is part of the plans of the non-human force to enslave us. The actual quote by Maya Amschel Rothschild is, "Permit me to issue and control the money of a nation, and I care not who makes its laws." What force was behind Amschel Rothschild? We in trouble. Modern slaves are not in chains. They are in debt. Fiat money is the master creator of debt. Gold is the real money. Fiat money is a pyramid scheme created by the central banks, owned by a few people on earth, maybe less than 100. The central banks print money for every nation in the world and then donates that money or gives that money to governments at interest, to mega corporations at interest. The mega corporations give that money to the next lower tier levels, the banks and small businesses. And small businesses pass that through labor and so-called philanthropic activities or salaries, which is salary is similar to slavery. And the poor retirees, the poor people, the pensioners, and many others remain indebted to a debt scheme. We in trouble. We in trouble because the technology that is there on the earth today sucks knowledge from us and prevents us to think, and we become ignorant zombies. The technology that is there today pollutes the earth and is destructive to the earth, to the natural environment. It poisons the water that we drink. The food that we eat is genetically modified and it's not safe for us to eat. It is full of chemicals, herbicides, and electronics. Inside the food that we eat, they're putting electronics. The machines that we use, the cell phones that we use, the computers that we use emit radiation, which is danger to our natural self. We are in double trouble indeed. The media ensures that we are prevented from knowing the truth. The churches, the mosques, the synagogues, the pastors, the imams, the rabbis, who ensure we follow a specific religion instead of progressing into our independent, discoverable spirituality. The weapons manufacturers, specifically the military-industrial complex, make sure that the dictators they put in charge in governments will cause mayhem, wars, and bloodshed to sustain and support the energy requirements of the non-human force. We in trouble indeed. We are ruled by unelected bureaucratic organizations. CIA, the ISI, the M16, the FSB of Russia, the BND of Germany, many others. Make sure we vote for their own puppets. And the United Nations ensures that all governments on earth complies to its major global mandates, which at the end of the day ensures that the earth remains captive. The world is ruled by unelected bureaucratic officials who make sure the government passes laws and makes it legal for their illegal activities, so that the police and the intelligence and the army enforces illegal rules that the government has been manipulated to pass. There is a lot of evidence we in trouble from our midst. There is a non-human force, and its spirit and influence has permeated the whole earth today. The earth we live in is ruled today by the god Shatter, his agents and complying human beings. This happened some 300,000 years ago when our solar system was conquered, and this caused our consciousness to be locked in the third dimensional frequency. In order to ascend out of it, we need solutions because we in trouble. We need our divinity. We have to become one with Mahati and never fear death. And the Shatter is the non-human force that penetrated all these systems that were formalized initially to help humanity. Shatter or Seth or Satan is actually Ububi, the god of chaos, violence, desert and storms, and mayhem. In the Ausari myth, he is the murderer of Ausari. And in some versions, he is a trickster. He appears as a problem to thinkers today and so-called educated who dismiss his existence. But he is a non-human force behind our troubles. In other myths that were borrowed from Hamid and taken over by other people in other countries and other nations and other races, specifically the Greeks and the Romans, there is a feminine aspect of Shatter known as Ares, the Greek goddess of strife and discord. Her Roman equivalent is Discordia, which means the same as Shatter. There is another one from where we get a very famous name, Pan, panic,
who causes fear, who speaks and causes some frequencies to go into people and cause them to have fear. He is the God of pandemics. Here is what one thinker, Chris Hedges, say. He said the greatest evil is war, mental or physical. Just look at us, he says. Everything is backwards. Everything is upside down. Doctors destroy health. Lawyers destroy justice. Psychiatrists destroy minds. Scientists destroy truth. Major media destroys information. Religions destroy spirituality. And the governments destroy freedom. There's no reason to smile. We in trouble. The God of pandemics owns a kingdom. And this is his kingdom. Yes, we have many solutions to these problems. But we want to start a little bit by showing that there is a difference between the kingdom of God and the kingdom of heaven. A vast difference. If you do not know that difference, indeed, you will be in trouble. The kingdom of God is the kingdom of deities. God or El or Elohim or Theos or Yahweh or I am who I am, YHVH, or Adon or Adonai or Kurios is a deity who owns the kingdom, who works with shatter. The kingdom of heaven means multiple dimensions. So when you read what Jesus is supposed to have said in Luke 17:21, when he said the kingdom of God is within you, that is shattered. That is a deity. Our ancestors taught us that the kingdom of heaven is within you. The kingdom of heaven is different from the kingdom of God. The ceremony of raising the Jedi symbolized the resurrection of Osiris, means dimensions, spiritual ascension, multiple dimensions. That is the kingdom of heaven, whereas the kingdom of God is for a deity, a single deity. A religion is belief in someone else experience the kingdom of God. A state of billions today. Muslims believe in Muhammad, Jews believe in Moses, Christians believe in Jesus, some believe in Buddha, some believe in Brahman, some believe in Tao, etc., etc. Only our ancestors taught us that spirituality is having your own experience. Indeed, we in trouble. For you to have good health, eat natural foods. If you must fast, you must eat herbs. Avoid politics. Do not vote or stretch marks about politics. In education, you should jump out of the paradigms and read as much as possible and learn as much as possible. Money and banking, invest in silver, invest in gold, invest in land, invest in skills, invest in spirituality. Technology, be natural and use spiritual technology. It's there. Military, do not be a soldier, be a spiritual soldier. Religion and spirituality, be spiritual. Avoid the government at all costs. Avoid going into prison or into jail at all costs. This is the minimum you can do. Never fear. Learn to conquer your fear. Override the troubles you face. And you know that death is transition. It's not permanent unless you are ignorant and unless you are programmed. We in trouble. There are solutions. You must wear your weaponized ankh mentally in your brain, inside you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. You do not wear your ankh outside. Your kingdom is within you. And whosoever shall know himself shall find it. Whosoever knows herself shall find it inside, not outside. Know the difference between the kingdom of God and the kingdom of heaven, and choose where you want to go, for we in trouble. It's time to feed thy soul, to explore many informative spiritual life science topics. Enroll into our 14-module Bantu Foundations training using our website given here, and also You can send us an email on joel@marifado.com. We in trouble, but we can solve those problems. Subscribe to our channel, Committee Brew Ethics. This is Hamaneja Topi, Priest Teacher Rabbi Elem Tumizulu, saying we are rebuilding our great extract ourselves from trouble. Amen.